Suggestively, from the point of view of Hall's later theoretical work, here is where we find the book's most sustained engagement with the idea of audiences as active agents in cultural transmission. The notion is implicit in the book's purpose as a teaching aid, or we should be seeking to train a more demanding audience. But audiences in the popular arts tend to be construed as passive, like potentially reactive chemicals whose natural state is one of inertness. Writing about the force bonhomie of television programs and the popular press, for instance, the authors state that we can understand why the providers claim on the basis of this intimacy that these are democratic media, they present the people to the people. Although the more we examine this claim, the more it falsifies what the relationship actually is between a provided communication and a receptive but relatively inactive set of publics. However, the particular public analyzed in the young audience is not inactive. Tensions abound. Teenage culture is a contradictory mixture of the authentic and the manufactured. It is an area of self-expression for the young and the less grudging pasture for the commercial providers. The figure of the pop singer illustrates these contrasting forces. He is usually a teenager, springing from the familiar adolescent world and sharing a whole set of common feelings with his audience. But once he is successful, he is transformed into a commercial entertainer by pop music business. Yet in style, presentation, and the material he performs, he must maintain his close involvement with the teenage world or he will lose his popularity. The central purpose of the popular arts was to argue for a better understanding and appreciation of popular culture at a formal artistic level by drawing quite sharp distinctions between it and high art. It did so not in the spirit of hierarchy but ecumenism, going against one of the great, perhaps tragic, characteristics of the modern age, namely the progressive alienation of high art from popular art. Few art forms are able to hold both elements together, whole and one will go on to right, and popular art has developed history and a topography of its own, separate from high and experimental art. Nevertheless, the connection between the two cannot be denied. In some way difficult precisely to define, the vigor of popular art and the relevance of serious art are bound indissolubly together.